Rising layout. You can see from above, Rich, in amongst all these sort of canyon areas and boulders and that. I've never really seen a golf course like this. It's like Disneyland for the golfers. It's phenomenal, and each hole has a totally different look. It's hard to imagine you can build a golf course in an area like this.
All set to go. We take you to the first hole. Stepping up to the first tee, Frank, what are some keys to be thinking about at this point?
Really got to pick a decent target. Really focus in on that. Don't really worry about left and right. Nice, good full swing. Slow, if anything, off the first tee.
Frank, that's as good as I have seen all day long.
I think we've got to blame that on the weather. The wind had to help that ball give it another 20, 30 yards.
Frank, he could make eagle right here with a really good approach shot.
Yeah, well within his reach, too. And, Rich, if we just sit back and relax here, I think we're going to see perhaps a very good look at eagle coming up.
That is just an outstanding shot right there. And now a chance for an eagle. This one just requires a little bit of focus. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
He has a birdie opportunity here. A birdie will send him to 1 under on the leaderboard. Ready to tee off here at the second hole. Quite a view from up here, Frank.
Once again, big elevated tee, and it's hard to imagine they have a tee that high up, but that'll shorten that 445 yards. Obviously, it's a dog leg left. You've got to be careful if you hit driver and 2 straight, because then you can run out. A nice tee shot in the middle there, and then you've got a relatively straight shot into this sort of par 4 green, obviously going a little bit back up the hill, and once again, a little bit like that opening hole. Sort of different tiers on that green. Try and make sure that you're on the right one.
I have this at about 125 yards. Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Ooh, good effort right there. Almost made it. Just a little tap in here. So a steady climber with the par into the top 10.
Yeah, another scrapper.
Frank, 227 yards from the back tee here at the par 3 third. This is all you want.
Well, that's for sure. Plays a little longer than that, too, by virtue of playing uphill. Thin air might negate some of that. There's going to be a good shot just to keep the ball on the green. One of the smaller greens here. This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Second shot coming out of the rough here. How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Oh boy, a drop shot here at the third. Even par early on. And now let's go down to the action at the fourth. Early in the round, still holding steady, even par on the day.
Yeah, it's got that feel it could go either way here. Next few holes will probably tell us which way.
But this one has a chance to be really good. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better. Even par, currently.
Still playing even for the day after the par. Now to the par 5 fifth hole. Cut it over the ridge here, Frank?
Well, if you can, if you dare. And there is actually a stream here. I know we're in the middle of a desert, but if you can clear that stream, that's the main thing. This is a crazy-looking tee shot because it looks like you want to go down that left, down that canyon area, but if you don't know the exact distance you fly the ball, then you're going to be in lots and lots of problems. Those collection of 3 bunkers down the right side, as long as you can avoid that, then that second shot to this par 5, that's not overly long, it's just under 500 yards, is certainly reachable. Second shot will play uphill to a elevated green with, once again, 3 different levels.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Frank, the beauty of golf, we're not playing inside a dome with no wind. You have to be able to handle the elements.
You do, and that's really where the better player comes through. On a day like today, anything around par is going to be a good score, so just adjust your own mental par.
Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
And getting ready for the putt. Well, Frank, it's our job to get excited.
You can't when you leave it short, though.
I'm sad.
He's making my job hard. A lip out's fine, as long as it doesn't happen to you.
Not going so well for him. He has this for bogey. Well, with that drop shot, moves to 1 over for the tournament. Here at the 6th, 447-yard par 4. Pretty good hole, Frank.
Yeah, probably a layup hole, too, for the longer hitters. Something out there around the 280, 290-yard mark to make sure you don't go it in the stream. Obviously, it's a dogleg right, as you can see. The canyon on both sides is sort of well-defined, so you know where not to go. Second shot plays a little bit back up the hill to a green, once again, that's anything other than flat. It's fun. You've got to make sure you get that ball on the right tier if you want to have a birdie putt here.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
110 yards now for the second shot. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Third shot, looking for a good one. Solid play, heart of the green. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
So, 2 over par for the round. Well, everybody loves the short par 4, and here we have one, Frank, just 302 yards, the 7th hole.
And this hole is anything other than straightforward, Rich. Huge drop off at the front of the screen that is surrounded by water. So it's going to be a layup off the tee, really, to try and get the right yardage. This green is very, it's not very deep, but it's extremely wide. The hardest thing is to try and get a flat lie with whatever club you decide to hit off the tee and get the right yardage. Otherwise, that green actually might be a little elusive, even though this is a very short hole.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Well, Frank, as we know, golf is not played generally on a flat surface, and here we go, uphill.
Yeah, and the uphill lie is going to guarantee you more loft than normal. So you're going to have to counteract that with maybe an extra club.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play, very solid. That will be a great look at birdie. Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
So just a formality here. Needs birdies at some point, but will take the par to stay at 2 over. Frank, I really like this hole, the par 3/8 here at Wolf Creek.
It measures just under 250 yards. Really what you want to know is the yardage just to the front edge of the green. Anything obviously that carries sort of 5 or 6 paces on there, then at least you've got a relatively big green to hit at. But you can see the trouble that surrounds short and left of this green, as well as just over the back. Oh, this is heading in the wrong direction.
Uh-oh. So, dropped the shot after ending up with the water on that recent miscue. Now on to his 3rd shot after the last one went into the water. Frank, this is one you don't practice, but sometimes you have to do it. Time for the drop.
Yeah, it should be the easiest shot in golf. You've just paid for it.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. He has a 12-footer here.
Well, we'll never know if that had gone in, because it never made it.
Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Going to have to regroup now after that double bogey. Stepping up to the shot here at the 9th, it's a par 4, 390 yards.
It is anything other than straight off the tee because of all these sort of undulations and curvature on the fairway. You'd think well bunkered, but the last bunker on the right side there, longer hitters, they can nearly fly that, just over 300 yards. Either that, shorter hitter, just play to that fat area of the green. That'll be sort of some, 270 yards. That will take all the water out of play into a green that slopes back at you. So very good chance, even with a wedge in hand, to get the ball close. A good way to finish the front 9.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie.
Really. This is an awkward length.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. Beginning the back 9 here at Wolf Creek Golf Club in Mesquite, Nevada. Rich Lerner for EA Sports with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us about the 10th hole.
Got to be careful here, Rich. That desert ridge on that right side, it sort of makes that fairway look smaller than exactly what it is. This fairway is about the same width as all the others, so just convince yourself that. Good drive down here is going to give you a second shot, a little bit uphill, into a green that sort of slopes away on about a 45-degree angle.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. On no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is gone. Inexcusable.
Frank, what's the best way to get at the golf ball when it's sitting down just a bit in the rough?
You have to accept the fact first and foremost that you're not going to get clean contact. So you have to decide whether the ball's going to come out short or it's going to fly. Because very rarely will it come out the normal distance of what you hit on the fairway. So if it's a little thin and wispy, chances are it might fly. If it's nestled down, you're going to have to take at least another club.
No putter, no problem. Slams that into the cup. The par 4 10th, and Frank, what's the right way to attack this hole?
A little deceiving off the tee here, Rich, because you don't see the full width of the fairway because of the desert down the right side. You do see those bunkers down the left. 280 yards take them completely out of play. And it's a fun green, obviously protected by those bunkers on the left and that little one-pop bunker on the right. But be aware of the contours of this green and just be aware, too, where they stick the flag. In that front section, then this is certainly a birdie hole.
This one has a chance to be close. Early part of this back nine and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
Never looked like missing.
Frank, the par 5 12th is another case of a hole where you see that Wolf Creek Golf Club can actually be kind of scary, daunting. I mean, you look out at the desert mountains and then you add in some water, which we have here on the left, and you can go for some big numbers here if you're not careful.
Well, this is where the Wolf and the Creek can take a bite out of you. You hit it left off the tee, then you're certainly going to start to rack up a number. There's enough fairway down the right, but once again, if you hit a good drive and this hole is reachable for you, then you've got to worry about the water, which is to the right of this green. 5 wouldn't be the worst score you could make around here, that's for sure. I've seen 6s and 7s. Second shot.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man. So a tester from 4 feet. Back to par for the round. Now to the 13th hole, and, oh, I don't know, should we just fly it over the mountains, Frank?
It looks like that, but then you better find dry land. 350 yards, but as the crow flies, it's probably just a little over 300 yards. I don't know if the mere mortals would really want to flash it across that desert ridge. You probably want to play a little left of it, have a little pitch up the hill, but if you're one of the longer hitters, why not just try it, see if you can make it. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
I mean, that is a sight to behold. What a spectacular shot we just saw on the par 4 with a drive in one. Frank, it's one thing to jumpstart your round. This would ignite the round.
Yeah, you don't normally see 2 par 5s back-to-back, so the chances of having consecutive eagles is so rare.
You can't leave an eagle putt short.
Now listen, any time I left it short, I didn't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody you left it short.
All right, I won't say anything. Well, after that, birdie has to be feeling as though they're not out of it just yet.
You're not far away from the first page of the leaderboard. A couple more birdies.
14th hole here at Wolf Creek. Time to pull out the driver and as well the phone because you want to take some pictures here.
Yeah.
What a spectacular view.
Stunning. You can see a whole panoramic sort of 360 degrees right around this golf course. Then when you flick back and actually look at the 14th hole, there's 6 bunkers, 3 really in play with the tee shot, as you can see, the other 3 just up by the green. Anything to the right of those is preferred, unless you want to be playing your second shot out of the canyon or the bunkers. Green should be fairly receptive, and 3 distinct portions, which is sort of a common trait here at Wolf Creek. It's sort of 3 different tier levels and that. But let's see, birdies that to be made at Wolf Creek, maybe even one here.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
This one is definitely heading left. Looks like it is going to end up in the rough. Well, that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough.
Not a problem there, Rich.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Steady, solid, and at 1 under par right now. Here at the 15th hole here at Wolf Creek, bit of a breather here. Nice, short par 3. You don't want to miss this green.
No, that's the temptation there. If you try and bite off a little too much because it looks a little too easy, then a bogey here and you're in a bad mood all of a sudden at Wolf Creek.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Oh, I thought he had that. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. Short par 4, 16th hole, measures only 393 yards. But Frank, as is the case with pretty much every hole, despite the yardage, there's plenty of trouble.
It does. It plays tricks on the mind's eye here. It looks like it's a dog leg going one way, then back the other way. But really, it's built as a straight hole just across the canyon. And that's the way you've got to play it. I don't think you can drive the green, even the longest hitters at 393 yards. But just a nice drive down there. Take the bunkers on, get it past there. And before you know it, you've got a little wedge in here. And it should sit up nicely for a birdie.
Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Stuffed it in there really close, and now just a tap in. Locked in on the read and the speed. Oh man, just slides by. And only a tap in left. Good putt. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Nice par to remain 1 under. Frank, this is really a cool closing stretch here at Wolf Creek. Short par 3 15th, the short 4 at the 16th, and now the par 5 17th. You can make up some ground in a hurry as you come down the finishing stretch.
You certainly can. A good drive short of the little stream creek that runs across there, and this is doable as a two-shotter. You find the bunkers or trouble off the tee, then obviously you're forced to lay up, leaving that third shot across the water. But really a fun hole if you want to try and take that second shot on.
Good tee shot right in the short grass. Second from an excellent lie.
Oh, this is heading in the wrong direction.
Uh-oh. We went for the brief swim there, Frank. He's trying to stay dry now.
He is. Just trying to avoid water on the brain as well. This will take a good swing.
Playing his 4th shot after the 3rd was wet. So, Frank, he'll take a drop here.
Yeah, he'll take his medicine, take his penalty shot. The hole's not over yet.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. What an outstanding shot that was.
Got the right result, too. It's just a tap-in.
A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. He'll take par and move on. Now the closing hole here at Wolf Creek. Frank, what's ahead of us?
You could try and drive at this green, but there's too much trouble, really, Rich. Even though this hole's just over 300 yards, it's very ambitious to try and drive it across that water. Some might try. Most people try and hit a tee shot 240, 250 yard mark, and of course, you do the maths, you're only going to have 60 or 70 yards in, and well, they want you to finish on a good note. So a good drive in the fairway here, or 3-wood, pitch it on the green, make a 3, and buy your friends a drink in the clubhouse.
So going well up the hill to that green, will need to take an extra club here. Oh, it looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Getting set now over the putt. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
So they'll tap in. So a 71 on the day. Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports for our entire crew. I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today it's live second-round coverage of the Tiburon Championship. This is Rich Lerner alongside my colleague Frank Novelo for EA Sports, calling all the action for today's event. We are here at Wolf Creek Golf Club. It's located in Mesquite, Nevada. Frank, if I didn't know that it was Mesquite, Nevada, I think we landed on the moon and they built the golf course here. This is just mind-boggling.
Yeah, 100 years ago, you couldn't build a golf course like this here. Obviously, all the equipment needed, but in the end, it's wonderful. It's an absolute playground for anyone that sort of loves to play the game. It is desert golf, obviously because of the terrain, but the green oasis that cuts in between is each hole. It just sort of gives you a totally different experience because you keep having to remind yourself you are smack bang in the middle of the desert. Oh, it's perfect. That is a huge opening tee shot.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That was like Usain Bolt, Frank, right through the tape.
Yeah, that first step, that was never going to stop.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Nudge this one home, finish it up. good birdie right there, Frank.
Oh, time to get another cup of coffee. Things are heating up.
Frank, there's so many impressive holes here at Wolf Creek, but the second really stands out.
Yeah, that tee box, is it 9 stories high? It's hard to imagine you can tee up that high, and obviously trying to judge distance is one thing, but also just the visual that you get.
Officials calling that one around 310 yards. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. On the green, and a chance for a birdie. Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. That's good work right there. Just a tap in. From about 8 feet. That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par and keep things steady. All right, Frank, describe the third hole.
Well, it's a par 3 with a bit of a tabletop green, Rich. Some bunkers right and left of that, but also it's going to play a little bit further. This tee shot is uphill, unlike the opening 2 holes. So a 3 here, and that certainly won't hurt the scorecard.
Frank, from the Middle East to here in Nevada, you've played desert golf around the world. What does it feel like?
Oh, it's fun. It's an oasis. Normally just the drive to a golf course. You're trying to imagine, there can't be a golf course around here. Where could it be? Where all of a sudden is one going to pop up? And then over a mountain you go, there it is, a green oasis. And the other thing about desert golf, they look so perfect in amongst that because the backdrop around really makes the golf course itself pop.
Into the tall cabbage, that ball is swallowed up. Second shot from the rough, it's on the way. Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
All right, now another shot from the rough.
Yeah, this time better be better than the one we just saw.
And he's made the green. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance. Yeah, it was a little over-ambitious.
He'll need to be strong with this. Well, once you hit double the par, it's time to just pick up and move on. Back to the tee here at Wolf Creek. A lot of sand along the right side of this fairway leading up to the green, Frank.
Yeah, I can't even count how many bunkers they got down that right side. It's easy to see where not to go. So obviously you want to get that ball up on that left side. And then really it's just a short pitch across. Yeah, this hole's only 383 yards. And it won't even really play its distance. But, of course, you've got to be careful. It's not long, but fairway first once again here. You can see all the problems around there if you do miss this fairway.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Birdie putt coming up. Had a bogey on this hole yesterday. I tell you, he's setting himself up for a good weekend. A former college #1 makes another birdie. Now to the par 5 fifth hole. Cut it over the ridge here, Frank.
Well, if you can, if you dare. And there is actually a stream here. I know we're in the middle of a desert, but if you can clear that stream, that's the main thing. This is a crazy-looking tee shot because it looks like you want to go down that left, down that canyon area, but if you don't know the exact distance you fly the ball, then you're going to be in lots and lots of problems. Those collection of 3 bunkers down the right side, as long as you can avoid that, then that second shot to this par 5, that's not overly long, it's just under 500 yards, is certainly reachable. Second shot will play uphill to a elevated green with, once again, 3 different levels.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Now the second shot to the par 5. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Settles in over the putt. Frank, that's what you want to do. Good lag putt.
Yeah, they can't all go in.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. Frank, standing on the 6th tee and looking out at this golf course, I can't help but think that if you hit it offline here, you're going to be playing golf with the billy goats.
Yeah, you might actually turn into a billy goat come the end of the day, that's for sure. The huge elevation changes, once again, are apparent here at the 6th. Tis a dogleg to the right, not really a driver unless you want to sort of bring that creek into play or that little stream that cuts across. Second shot, a little bit uphill. Those bunkers are really where you shouldn't go. We all know that. And this green is anything other than flat. A fun-looking hole, too, and a fun hole to play.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing. Well, he's taking the right side out of play, Rich. It looks a little left.
Coming out of the rough, not able to control it the way he wants. Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Bogey here yesterday. Now this for birdie. Just a little too much juice on that birdie putt, Frank.
It was bold. Very bold.
Different day, different hole. Made bogey yesterday. He'll do better this time, it looks like. Those keep the round going, those par putts. Well, everybody loves the short par 4, and here we have one, Frank, just 302 yards, the 7th hole.
And this hole is anything other than straightforward, Rich. Huge drop-off at the front of the screen that is surrounded by water. So it's going to be a layup off the tee, really, to try and get the right yardage. This green is very, it's not very deep, but it's extremely wide. The hardest thing is to try and get a flat lie with whatever club you decide to hit off the tee and get the right yardage. Otherwise, that green actually might be a little elusive, even though this is a very short hole.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now. Sneaking into contention here with that birdie.
Top 15 now on the leaderboard. Frank, this is the kind of hole you like to drop a bag of balls and just have fun. Hit it all day long as if you were at the range. Unfortunately, you only get one crack, and you better be good. This is a tough hole.
Well, if you find the water, actually, you might get another one up there. It certainly is a tough hole, though, Rich. The stream going all the way down the left-hand side, and that wraps right around the left and behind the screen, makes that tee shot, well, it certainly makes you think about that tee shot while you're on the tee. Prudent play, aim for the right edge of the green. There's nothing wrong if you just miss the green on the right, but miss the green by a yard on the left, you pay a very steep price.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday.
And yet another birdie, this time inching into the top 5.
Finishing up this front side here at the par 4 ninth, 390 yards. And what are we looking at, Frank?
Well, it looks relatively straightforward, but it's anything other than that. Decision time again. Do you lay it up into that wide area of the fairway? If you're a longer hitter and you are out here to have a little bit of fun, then maybe you want to take the head cover off, because you get a little bit of an advantage if you can drive it over that last bunker on that right side, or at least take that out of play, because you're only going to have a short pitch in here.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. And he's made it onto the green. Frank, a solid par right there, maintains his position. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back. Ah, nice.
Looks good. .315. Well, Frank, as we know, golf is not played generally on a flat surface, and here we go, uphill.
Yeah, and the uphill lie is going to guarantee you more loft than normal, so you're going to have to counteract that with maybe an extra club.
Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Well, he's overshot the green here.
Fire the caddy, Rich. Seriously. Any other club other than that one.
Getting set now over the putt. Hunter Mahan can make birdies in bunches as well as he strikes the golf ball. And here he goes, Frank. He's moved to within a shot of the lead. We're here at the downhill par 3 11th hole. Frank, it's 215 yards from the back tee.
This hole certainly is not for the faint of heart. When you look at that tee shot, you think, oh my God, what do I do from here? But remind yourself, it's 215 yards and really only about 160, 170 yards to green grass again. But it's 215 yards. That should be the club that you're trying to pick. Green's big enough. Just persuade yourself. Try not to look at the canyon and the desert. There is a green down there. The hole is playable.
Played that one on the commercial side, as they say in the professional game, inside 30 feet.
Yeah, 27 feet to be precise, but to make it from there, that's asking for a bit.
That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
Yeah, at least he's seen the line as it went past the hole. So just replicate that on the way back.
So a tester from 4 feet. He'll take par and move on. Now to the par 5, 12. Pretty big hole with a really big green.
And a really good blue area to the left, called water there. That's to be avoided off this tee, that's for sure. A good drive that avoids all of that. And then the hole is certainly reachable, but as you can see, water creeps in again, back right on this hole. So just don't get too cavalier here. A 5 wouldn't be the worst score. I know you want better, but believe me, seen many a 6s and 7s racked up here at 12.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frankie's cranking it and banking it. Giant drives, a boatload of birdies. What a round.
Yeah, these are the days you just dream for. We know golf's not that easy, but on a day like today, savor it and just keep going. Keep doing it.
And as he strides up here to the 12th green, having hit it in regulation, he knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up. Just want to nestle this one down to within a couple of feet. Looks like he just misread that. Birdie try again here today. Good job right there. Now making a move and setting himself up for, who knows, a good weekend run, maybe at another title. The former college standout has been excellent today. This is a 99-yard shot. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green.
Repetitive is often sounds boring. This is just shot after shot, and it's anything other than that. Spectacular.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. That is a painful miss right there. And a bogey. Drop shot here at the 13th. Hoping to drop only one shot. This for bogey. And he makes it for a bogey here. Now to the 14th hole, and Frank, this is probably the best par 4 here at Wolf Creek.
Well, it's certainly the hole that they take the most photographs on, Rich, and you can see why. Great vantage point of the whole golf course. The hole's just sort of littered with bunkers down the left side, so you know where not to go once again. Go to the right side of that. The hole just keeps sort of hooking around that left side. It plays under 450 yards. It's fun. Just sort of draw it a little off the tee, draw it a little into the green, and you'll be fine.
We knew it right away. Picked up the tee, didn't even look at it. We can see it. It's perfect. Right down the middle of the fairway. The green is up above, and this will play at least a club longer. Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today. These putts keep the round together.
That looked like it nearly got below the lip, the level of the lip there.
Can't believe that one, Frank. That was a complete horseshoe right there. So just a formality here. That's the idea. Just knock it in. Now to the short par 3 15th hole here at Wolf Creek. What is this, Frank? Just a wedge or a 9-iron?
That's all, Rich, but it's very tempting to get greedy here. And, well, you pay the price, obviously, if you miss the green on the left down on those bunkers because they're, well, a good 6-7 feet below the level of the green. But with a wedge or a 9-iron, who doesn't go aiming at the flag?
Still some work to do here at the par 3, Frank.
Yeah, you'd think there with the size of that green, this green would be an easy one to hit, but that's irrelevant now. Let's see if he can get it up and down.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think, you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Good par right there, Frank, and pretty good position on this leaderboard.
In that sort of top echelon of the game right now. Interesting too. A birdie or two coming in. Had the position. long and straight.
That's how you do it. That is an unusual golf swing, but those have worked throughout time. Lee Trevino, Ray Floyd, Jim Furyk. They've done all right, haven't they?
This looks like it's going to find the target.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. So close, just a tap in from there. So they'll tap in. And he makes it for par. Frank, you licking your chops here at the par 5, 17th hole?
Oh, why not? A chance to reach a par 5 and 2, but there's still pitfalls in front of you. A little creek or stream runs across the fairway, so really limiting the distance you can hit that tee shot, but it's still reachable from just short of that creek. Find trouble off the tee, then obviously you turn it into a 3-shotter, but a good tee shot, and it's too tempting to resist not going for this green.
Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
Now the second shot to the par 5.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Settles in over the putt. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. That is some good work right there. Birdie, and one shot closer to the lead. Now the closing hole here at Wolf Creek. Frank, what's ahead of us?
You could try and drive at this green, but there's too much trouble, really, Rich. Even though this hole's just over 300 yards, it's very ambitious to try and drive it across that water. Some might try. Most people try and hit a tee shot 240, 250 yard mark, and of course, you do the maths, you're only going to have 60 or 70 yards in, and well, they want you to finish on a good note. So good drive in the fairway here, or 3-wood, pitch it on the green, make a 3, and buy your friends a drink in the clubhouse.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This is a good-looking shot. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
So a tester from 4 feet. Looks primed right now.
Anything other than backing up. Very aggressive. That birdie, now in second.
There you have it, Frank. The second round is complete. What are your thoughts?
I think anybody looking at this leaderboard, anybody in the top 10 of that leaderboard is certainly in a good position to win. Quality of the golf there in that first 10 is excellent.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Tiburon Championship. Hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. We're here in the state of Nevada getting set for what should be a wonderful day of golf. Wolf Creek Golf Club is the site for the action. And Frank, this really is the definition of desert golf. It is spectacular.
The green oasis, Rich, amongst this canyon area is just something to be seen, really. It's hard to imagine you can actually build a golf course like this. Elevated tees, huge changes in elevation, and you're sort of weaving your way around this magnificent sort of topography. And to be honest, I've never really seen a golf course like this. It's just an oasis. Amazing.
Excellent drive right there, Frank.
Circa 310.
Okay, the second shot now at this par 5. Wow, Frank, I did not expect that. An eagle. Here at the par 4, 445-yard second hole. Severe dogleg to the left. What's the best play here, Frank?
Well, that tee shot, Rich, is so intimidating, so you don't necessarily have to hit driver. Club decision is probably going to be important here, because if you hit driver, you've got to take it down over that left side, all over the canyon area. So if you hit 3-wood, you can play a slightly more conservative tee shot, but it is going to leave you a longer second shot to a green that's well protected on the right side by bunkers. But really, you know, if the wind's not blowing, this is a really good, fun hole to play. Look at the vistas.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Good looking shot right here. So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today.
Good read, good line, well played.
Now on to the third, first of the short holes here at Wolf Creek. Uphill shot, Frank?
Yes, it's going to play a little longer because of that. Then it's 227 yards off the back tee. Hard to imagine you have a par 3 in amongst this desert. And really, that's all it is. Tee and green. There's not much in between. Well protected, as you can see, by those bunkers. And this green a little smaller than what you'd like for a hole that's around that 230-yard mark.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll. Can't birdie them all, Rich.
Frank, a par here, that's just fine. 383-yard fourth hole. Certainly not long, Frank, but there's plenty of trouble out there.
Yeah, this is very much a positional hole. This is not sort of tee it up with a driver and just rip it down there. Just find the fairway. You're going to have virtually just a short wedge, 9-iron really at the most into this green. And really, this is a good chance for a birdie. So 2 good shots, and you shouldn't be too far away. What a great shot.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. Frank, it's one thing to make good contact. It's another to make a good decision in terms of what club to hit.
Yes, so often people want to try and hit the ball the exact number. But if that flag is right on the front, you have all that green behind it. You can use all of that. There's nothing in the game that says, maybe I should just take another club and make sure that I'm putting. Too often people only look purely at where that flag is.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
And getting ready for the putt. Frank, this is the kind of start every player wants.
Yeah, swinging it well. Certainly hit the ball in the right place there. And, good thing, too. He's actually putting well.
We're in the desert, partner. I need water.
You're going to get it here, Rich. Par 5 second hole's got a nice stream that runs down the left side, as well as cutting the fairway. There's a crop of some 3 bunkers down that right side. I want to avoid that. But, Rich, this hole isn't too long. Under 500 yards. Not even going to play that long. So, very reachable.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Headed for the bunker? Not what he wanted, but he's headed to the beach.
And an awkward little bunker shot. Just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
Well, too bad. He'll have to play from the bunker. Bit surprising. Misses the green in regulation here at the par 5.
Yeah, you'd think this is one of the easier holes on the golf course. So now just trying to avoid 6.
So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, whom you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, it was they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or 2. Aim the club at that and made sure they followed through. Another good swing, another good approach shot.
No doubt would love to have this one back. That's a double bogey, 2 drop shots. Frank, standing on the 6th tee and looking out at this golf course, I can't help but think that if you hit it offline here, you're going to be playing golf with the billy goats.
Yeah, you might actually turn into a billy goat come the end of the day, that's for sure. The huge elevation changes, once again, are apparent here at the 6th. Tis a dogleg to the right, not really a driver unless you want to sort of bring that creek into play or that little stream that cuts across. Second shot, a little bit uphill. Those bunkers are really where you shouldn't go. We all know that. And this green is anything other than flat. A fun-looking hole, too, and a fun hole to play.
Second shot here at the 6th at Wolf Creek. What do you think of this approach, Frank?
Well, it's decision time, really, Rich. Do you want to try and fly it onto this green, or do you try and run it in between those 2 bunkers? Personally, I think you've got to fly it because you've got a backstop behind this green. all the mountains that sort of protect the back of the screen. If anything, it should run back on.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Just a pure strike. Perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting. Well, that's a good par given the situation.
Still tight, still close. Now on to the par 4 7th hole. Is this a reachable par 4, Frank?
Distance-wise, you would think so, but the designer has done something to avoid that, and that's put all this water in front of the green. It would take a mammoth tee shot, and that's something like 300 yards through the air if you're going to try and even drive this green. Is the risk worth it? Well, if you're just playing with your friends, maybe it is. Otherwise, you just lay it up, just past those those bunkers on the right and the left. Get it down there on the flat. A little pitch, you would think is simple, but because of the slope of this fairway, chances are you might not get a flat lie, and that's going to make that second shot that much harder.
He'll need to be strong with this. And it makes the green in regulation. Just a couple of feet. Can't wait to write those on the card. 1 below par. Chalk it up. It's a birdie. Frank, I really like this hole, the par 3/8 here at Wolf Creek.
It measures just under 250 yards. Really what you want to know is the yardage just to the front edge of the green. Anything obviously that carries sort of 5 or 6 paces on there, then at least you've got a relatively big green to hit at. But you can see the trouble that surrounds short and left of this green, as well as just over the back.
Frank, which way is this headed?
Well, judging by his body English, it looks like it's heading a little right. There is a bit of green out there, though.
And he's made it onto the green now. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Locked in on the read and the speed. That's the idea. Just knock it in. Set to round out the front side here at Wolf Creek with a par 4.
Fun hole for the big hitter, too. They can really take advantage of this. The last fairway bunker down there on the right side is just over 300 yards to get over it. And longer hitters could nearly drive it in the green side bunker on the right. So just tee it up there. You're playing desert golf for a reason. Enjoy it. Just have a little flick in here. Chance, too, to have a little birdie at the end of your front 9.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Probably going to have to hit one more club here, Frank. A little bit uphill. Frank, this one looks like it might have a postage stamp on it. Airmail City.
Yeah, lick it. Send it.
just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck? It's that sneaky distance.
You can't leave it short, Frank.
Oh, and especially right in the middle.
Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. Just a superb performance on the front side. He's hoping to keep it going here on the back nine, Frank.
The game is so much easier when you're swinging well, putts are going in. Really, you've just got to keep out of your own way.
That ball's run out certainly over 300 yards, Frank. Call it about 310. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That was a solid strike and a good result. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Beautiful touch, nice putt. On to the 11th hole, we're looking downhill, 215 yards to the green.
And this is one of the holes that you realize you're at Wolf Creek. You would never see this hole anywhere else in the world. It's amazing when you stand on this tee. You see all of the canyons around, but there is a little green area down there surrounded by a couple of bunkers. It's a great-looking par 3. It measures 215 yards, very playable, and you never know, today might be the day where you make birdie.
Birdie try up next. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Oh, I thought he had that. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
This would give him the par. Continues to roll it very well all day long. Frank, the par 5 12th is another case of a hole where you see that Wolf Creek Golf Club can actually be kind of scary, daunting. You look out at the desert mountains, and then you add in some water, which we have here on the left, and you can go for some big numbers here if you're not careful.
Well, this is where the Wolf and the Creek can take a bite out of you. You hit it left off the tee, then you're certainly going to start to rack up a number. There's enough fairway down the right, but once again, if you hit a good drive and this hole is reachable for you, then you've got to worry about the water, which is to the right of this green. 5 wouldn't be the worst score you could make around here, that's for sure. I've seen 6s and 7s.
Frank, in golf, as we know, there's short grass and there's long grass. We all want to be in that short grass, but it doesn't always work out that way. So what's the most important element from the shot, from the rough?
You have to be a little bit more conservative first and foremost, because you can't guarantee a perfect strike out of the long grass. So therefore you have to look around the greens, maybe short, to the right, to the left, and realize what's involved. and also just give yourself a slightly bigger target.
Frank, this is where the mental game really comes into play. You've hit a second consecutive shot into the rough.
This could compound very, very quickly, so now's a chance to just take a little breath, take a breather, and try to make sure this shot certainly gets out.
On the green in regulation. Settles in over the putt.
That was a good run at it, Rich.
Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. That's a bogey, but still in the lead.
We start to see shots in hand really valuable.
Now to the 13th hole, and, oh, I don't know, should we just fly it over the mountains, Frank?
It looks like that, but then you better find dry land. 350 yards, but as the crow flies, it's probably just a little over 300 yards. I don't know if the mere mortals would really want to flash it across that desert ridge. You probably want to play a little left of it, have a little pitch up the hill, but if you're one of the longer hitters, why not just try it, see if you can make it.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Shouldn't be a problem here. Ooh, that hurts. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
14th hole here at Wolf Creek. Time to pull out the driver and as well the phone because you want to take some pictures here. Yeah. What a spectacular view.
Stunning. You can see a whole panoramic sort of 360 degrees right around this golf course. Then when you flick back and actually look at the 14th hole, there's 6 bunkers. 3 really in play with the tee shot, as you can see. The other 3 just up by the green. Anything to the right of those is preferred, unless you want to be playing your second shot out of the canyon or the bunkers. Green should be fairly receptive, and 3 distinct portions, which is sort of a common trait here at Wolf Creek. That's sort of 3 different tier levels in that. But let's see, birdies are to be made at Wolf Creek, maybe even one here. This looks like it's going to find the target.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Little redemption chance here. Had bogey yesterday. Just continuing to play some really good golf. 8 under par for the championship. Now to the par 3 15th hole here at Wolf Creek. Frank, this is the shortest hole on the course.
And their version of a postage stamp type hole, minus the bunkers on the right side. Green elevated, falls off as you can see down the left side. Club selection is vital. But it is such a short hole. It's very, very tempting, especially when that flag's on the left side, to still go at it. But you miss this green on the left, and you are going to be considerably lower in the level of this green.
That is how it's done right there. What an approach shot. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Oh my goodness, how did he miss that? Just a little tap in here. In for par. Now to the 16th hole as we get set for the finishing stretch. And Frank, what's the best way to play this relatively short par 4?
Somehow you've got to straighten the hole up in your mind's eye, Rich. Just look all the way across that canyon and look like the hole was built straight, because really that's the way it should be played. If you start looking left and turning it into a dogleg, then all of a sudden bad things can happen. So look straight at the green. That's your line. Just try and bisect those 2 fairway bunkers.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. All right, Frank, what are you looking to do with this approach shot here at 16?
Well, a good tee shot that sort of split those 2 fairway bunkers should leave you a relatively, what looks like a straightforward short iron shot in. Distance control paramount once again here at 16, because this green has a lot of subtle undulations in it.
Oh, looked like you caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Wow, that's disappointing. Chance to get too deep on one hole, and you leave it short.
Well, the good thing is he didn't miss it, right? It didn't go past and miss. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll never know.
Okay. Still has a chance for birdie, too.
Right, okay. I like that. It's a positive attitude. Well, even with making a mess of that hole, I really don't think it's going to make a difference to the outcome of the event.
Frank, you licking your chops here at the par 5, 17th hole?
Oh, why not? A chance to reach a par 5 and 2, but there's still pitfalls in front of you. A little creek or stream runs across the fairway, so really limiting the distance you can hit that tee shot, but it's still reachable from just short of that creek. Find trouble off the tee, then obviously you turn it into a 3-shotter, but a good tee shot, and it's too tempting to resist not going for this green.
Good contact, good result. Second from an excellent lie. Oh, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the hazard.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him. Really. This is an awkward length. Great effort, a little too strong. It didn't take the break.
He's got a birdie chance now coming back. Par yesterday, now for birdie. You'll love them, the birdies, and that's another one. 18th hole, and Frank, again, a good scoring opportunity. Short par 4.
Yeah, if you looked at the scorecard, you'd think you could drive this green, but one quick look at the trouble in front and to the right of the screen, and you realize that's probably not the prudent play. Really, something 230, 240 yards off the tee in that vicinity is going to leave you just a flick wedge into this green. It is a rather narrow green, but from that distance, you'd expect to hit it close.
Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. So the final approach shot here at Wolf Creek Golf Club, Frank, you want to make it a good one.
A good drive, just a short wedge in here. Everything slopes back towards the player. Relatively skinny green that sort of does slope left to right. You judge that pitch shot. Ideally, you'd like to hit it in a little low. Try and bounce it towards the flag. Maybe with a little bit of spin on the tail end of it. Get the crowd happy.
This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today. Has it. There you have it. Round 3 is finished, and it was a good one, Frank.
Yeah, after 3 rounds in, you really could start to see who could take home the trophy when it's all said and done. Great play, though, up until this point. Round 4 should be an absolute thriller.